Hello, my name is Natalia Goncharov, Node.js 26.3 class, lesson 7 answers. How do you use Prisma's advanced querying features from analytics and reporting? In this assignment, I use Prisma advanced queries for analytics and reporting. In my analytics controller, I use group by to group tasks by their completion status. For example, I group tasks by is completed and count how many tasks are completed and how many are not completed. This helps me create statistics for each user. In my task controller, I use filtering, pagination, and sorting together. I created a where clause for the current user. If the client sends a find query parameter, I search inside the task title. I also support sorting by fields like title, priority, creating date, ID, and completion status. This allows the front end to request only the tasks it needed and in the correct order. I also use Prisma count aggregation to count tasks for each user. For example, this gives me the total number of tasks for every user. I also load up to 5 incomplete tasks for each user. Eager loading means getting related data in the same database requests. For user statistics, I use include to get users together with their tasks and task counts. This is better than making one query for the user and then another query for every user task. It helps avoid the query problem. What are database transactions and how do you implement them with Prisma? A database transaction is a group of database operations that should succeed or fail together. I use a transaction during user registration. First, I create a new user, then I create this welcome tasks. The welcome tasks are complete your profile, add your first task, explore the application. Transactions are important for data consistency. For example, if the user is created but creating the welcome task fails, Prisma rolls back the whole transaction. This means the database will not contain a user without the required welcome tasks. If an error happens inside the transaction, Prisma cancels all database changes from that transaction. Um, for example, if these steps fail, the new user is also not saved. This is called a rollback. It keeps the database in a consistent state. I also implemented bulk task creation. Instead of creating tasks one by one, I validate all tasks first and then use. This is useful when the client wants to create many tasks uh, at the same time. It's more efficient than sending many separate database requests. And when and how do you use raw SQL with Prisma's query row? For task search, I use Prisma Query Row. I chose raw SQL because I wanted more advanced relevance sorting. I search both task titles and usernames with PostgreSQL I like. I don't concatenate user input directly into the SQL string. This is important because parameterized queries help prevent SQL injection. Query row is safer because than query row unsafe because Prisma parameterized the values. Query row un unsafe can be dangerous if user input is added directly into the SQL string. This can create a SQL injection vulnerability. When user input is part of the query, I prefer query row with template literals. In this assignment, I used Prisma for advanced querying analytics, eager loading, transactions, bulk operations, and raw SQL. These features help make the API more efficient, more secure, and more reliable.